Okay, so this is another question that I've been asked. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel, guys. Kate May Modern Diamond Mystic. Do subscribe. This question is very common. How do I learn all the cards? There. When do you stop reading the cards and use your own intuition? Well, for me, you don't. There's a blend of both. As time moves on, you get more confident with your intuition, you get more confident with the cards, and you end up having your own little reading, your own little memes, your own little symbols, your own little meanings for each card there. But I don't think that you actually stop reading the cards, because there are days where you need a basic reading. There are days where people need to know what that foundation of the card is. So you get a blend of the both. Definitely over time you get a blend of the both. And in the previous video you'll see about that intuition layering. So perhaps look at that if you're worrying about that. How do you learn all the cards? Well, I like to teach with keywords. I like to learn with keywords. When you can learn with keywords, then when you can elaborate on them. There's a lot of information in the cards. There's astrology, there's Kabbalah, there's so many symbolic images in there. There's so much packed into the tarot cards. And you can overwhelm yourself if you're going to look at every aspect. Understand that you don't have to learn everything in 5 minutes. Understand that it's a journey. It's going to take time. Practice is the only way that you're going to ever learn all the cards. I've been doing tarot readings professionally for about 16 years now, and I've been teaching for about 8 years now. And still now I'll have a student who may be really up together on their Kabbalah or really up together on their astrology, and they'll still pull out something that I may not have seen. So we're always learning, always learning. We never stop learning. And I would never say I know every single thing about everything to do with the tarot cards, because I learn from my students and I pick up new things every time. So I don't think that you're ever going to stop learning how to use the cards or learning new aspects of it. But using keywords can help you get a crux of the basic information. So, for example, let's have a look. I'm trying to find one that's going to be a little bit easy for there. So the 3 of Cups there. So we've got celebrations here. We've got the keyword you could have is celebration. Keyword you could have sisterhood, because there's 3 females there, and this card very much represents connecting to your sisterhood, connecting to like-minded people. We have joy in this card. We have emotional happiness in this card. So you could just put celebration, sisterhood, joy, some keywords like that. I've got a tarot workbook which you can, if you've done my course, you would have it, so you can use that. If you've not done my course, you can get hold of it if you want a copy. It's about 90 odd pages for an in-depth tarot workbook and journal that you can buy that from me if you wish, and write down these notes, write down your keywords. Another really good way to remember the cards is, and again I say this to all my students, is don't pick a card in the morning but don't look at it. So just go about your day, and then at the evening when you go to bed, then look at the card and think what has happened in your day that resonates with that card. I find that if you have a personal story to a card, it helps you remember things. It's not always exactly accurate, but to somebody else's life story, but it will give you the feeling of, I know what that meant for me that day. If you look at it in the morning, your subconscious throughout the day, in my opinion, will end up bringing something in. A lot of people do it in the morning and it works. That's great, that's fine. But for me, I prefer to not look at it and not be influenced by that card throughout the day, but actually at the end of the day to have a look and see how that card resonates. So that's another, 78 days. So that's another way that you can get to learn all the cards. Some people put a card under their pillow. You can meditate. If you've got a card that you're particularly struggling with, you can meditate on it. You can look at lots of different variations of interpretations of it. But I still find that keywords, and then you can elaborate on those keywords, will help you start to remember. Another quick and good way is to name the cards. So name the card. Perhaps you want to name this card Celebration. Perhaps you want to name the Death card Endings. Perhaps you want to name the Emperor Father. Perhaps you want to name this card Moving On or Patience. So if you name a card something and put your own name to it, it's going to help you remember. So again, it's things that you can elaborate on. just until you get the vibe and until you start to remember what each card means. Then later on you can start to layer it, add a bit more to it, look at a little bit more deeper than those keywords. But initially try with keywords, try with naming them, and just see how you go with that initially there. I know some people that have put stickers on their cards. I wouldn't put a sticker on my cards, but I do know people that have put stickers on their cards or put stuff on the back. I've actually created a new deck of cards to help people learn. Now this is going to work really well for some people, and those that are intuitive may not look like it, so it's 50-50. If you don't want to know what the card means, you're not going to like my new cards. But if you want to learn what the card means, you're going to like them. So it's got keywords at the top with all the tarot, and then underneath it's got the astrology keywords. So you can start to blend both the astrology connection and the tarot connection within it there. And there'll be a little booklet with just a few little descriptions of both the astrology and the tarot. So they're going to really help you with those keywords already on them, where you don't have to put a sticker on them or have to write on them yourself. It's already got it there. So that might be helpful, but start off small, try not to overwhelm yourself. If it's easier, perhaps start off with just the major cards and then perhaps move into the minor cards, and then perhaps move into the suit card, the court cards. Sometimes the court cards can confuse people, so I wouldn't want to leave them out completely, but maybe just start stages with them. Or perhaps start with one suit at a time, get to know it. But it's practice. Practice is definitely what's going to work for you, and perhaps try and just a smaller way of connecting to that card. Hope that helps. If you have any more questions, let me know.